Hey guys, welcome back to another video with me, Eden. Today we're going to be talking about what on earth is topical steroid withdrawal. Do I have it? Can you catch it? How do you get it? How do I prevent it? Is it like, what on earth is it? So let's break it down nice and easy. Let's get a simple explanation and answer some key questions on it. So if you enjoy this video guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments section down below what you think of it. I would love your feedback, and if you're interested, please keep watching. So what on earth is TSW? It stands for topical steroid withdrawal. Is it an infection? Like, can you get it? Can you catch it? So guys, what on earth is topical steroid withdrawal? So first of all, we have to explain what are steroids, what are topical steroids. They're not the ones that, you know, you see people in the gym and then they get huge. We're talking about things that are prescribed from your doctor, and I have some examples here. So they can be creams which the doctor prescribes to you, such as this one here. Let me show you. They can be quite strong. They come in different strengths, come in different sizes. You might get oral steroids. You might get ones which are very small and dissolve, and you take them orally. You get more creams. The most common one, which I think people will be aware of, is the hydrocortisone cream that goes up to just a couple of percent. They have different strengths, but this is the most common one which people use. So these are examples that are prescribed by your doctors for allergic dermatitis, contact dermatitis, also known as eczema. So these are all initially prescribed by your doctors to help alleviate something. Yes, it might be a quick fix solution, but it is not the final solution. It is so important that you do your own due diligence before taking anything which is prescribed by doctors, bearing in mind they have targets to meet and people to get in through the door. And yes, you have a time slot, but you're not limited to just that. You need to do your own research. You know your body better than anybody else, and it's not just the responsibility of the doctor, because they see you for, let's face it, 5-10 minutes, or perhaps they do know you and they have watched your journey, but they make a decision based on the information that they have, and then they don't see you. And you know your body better than anybody else. You spend all your time with it, and if something doesn't suit you, you need to take action. You cannot blame doctors solely for what it is that you do out with that time, and it is very, very difficult. I have been in the position where, I mean, I have taken these in unbelievable quantities. Now I'm talking when I've been severely swollen, I've been prescribed these actually in A&E, and to take 10 of them 3 times for 3 days and then gradually wean off. Now that is a huge amount to be taking of these, and it's crazy now that I'm saying that, and I've taken these a lot, and I've taken creams a lot. And as I'll put an image up here of what I have looked like. You may initially think, oh my god, I have finally found the miracle cream, and it has that effect because it is a quick fix solution. It is absolutely amazing. You put the creams on wherever it is on your body or whatever, and you think, oh my god, absolutely amazing. They clear up my skin immediately. They're so strong, and there's this sort of dialogue from doctors which then is relayed into the patients where it's like, I have such bad skin, I must have the strongest thing possible. And let me tell you now, it is not like that at all. We need to separate that completely, that it's not a trophy to have something really, really strong, and it certainly isn't when it's not actually good for you in the long run. So what happens and why? So people put this phrase out where they say that you become addicted to steroids, and I really don't like that word because I don't think it accurately describes what it is that the person goes through. I think instead of using addicted, you should say dependent, because overuse of steroids by somebody who is just trying to sort something out and try and keep a really irritable, hard to deal with, hard to sleep with, hard to go to socialise with, very, very dark thing to go through. They're just trying to sort it out and trying to find a coping mechanism, as opposed to, and they're very aware that steroids are a coping mechanism as opposed to a solution. So I don't actually think the phrase addicted to steroids is true. I think you become much more dependent, and you're relying on them a lot more, as opposed to, oh my god, I really need them. It can feel a little bit like that, but it's not an addiction, and I don't want it to diminish people that have addictions to other things, other substances, because I don't actually think that it is the same thing. So what actually happens is your body starts to become dependent and thinks that this is a baseline for what their skin needs to do. So the way I like to think of what topical steroid withdrawal is like is to think of it like a tennis racket and a tennis ball. So say you're bouncing a tennis ball with your hand, and that's your sort of baseline, and it's quite steady and it just keeps going, and so your skin is the ground and the moisture and the reaction is the tennis ball. So you're bouncing along with your hand, and then you add steroids, so that's using like a tennis racket, and then you suddenly start to use a tennis racket and it's like boom, starts reacting a lot bigger. And so these reactions get a lot bigger, and then obviously you have to start adjusting how many hits you do or how hard you do it or whatever to keep the tennis ball at a steady medium, because now it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then you're like, oh gosh, this is too much. And then you take the tennis racket away, and then the tennis ball is still bouncing really, really high, and you're like, and then you're trying to control it with your hands, but it's already got used to, the body has already got used to using the tennis racket, and it's just trying to explain that the steroids then become what the body expects, and the body stops working in the way that it should do, because it's now expecting that steroids will help it, and so it starts to not produce the moisture that it should do. It's not reacting in the same way to the environment that it should do. It's becoming oversensitized. The other thing is that steroids have a very well-known side effect called atrophy, which is skin thinning. So as you can see by my skin, you can see that it is sort of almost wrinkly. It's very, very thin, and that's the most well-known side effect of steroids, and it's one of the main reasons that people stop using them. But it's one of those quite hard to stomach things when you think you've found a silver bullet to help cure you, but actually it not only thins your skin, but then afterwards you find out that the side effects are actually so much worse than that. And for that reason I really advocate that topical steroids are either completely eradicated and not used, or there is a huge amount of due diligence before giving it to people, because it's hard to deal with if you feel comforted that you think that you have found a miracle cream, or as I say, a silver bullet, or the solution to all your problems, and then you find out it's actually quite the opposite and you've placed trust in somebody. But as I said, the fantastic thing is there is actually a solution. So your skin develops this baseline where it thinks that it's normal to rely on steroids, so you become reliant on them. Your skin thinks, this is how I cope, this is how much moisture I make, this is how much oozing I do, because I'm getting fed in all these things. It's the same as you are what you eat, and you shouldn't be shocked that your body reacts to what it is that you put into it. What happens with the topical steroid withdrawal is that as soon as you come off of these medications, some people have even experienced this after 1 or 2 days, you come and have these massive overreactions, these massive flare-ups, similar to what I was saying about the tennis racket. You hit it down and the reaction is to come straight back up, because like if you pulled a tennis racket away, the ball would go whoo, as opposed to it would hit up onto the tennis racket. And so you can experience redness, swelling, weeping, oozing, unbelievable swelling of the face, even if it's not the face that you used your steroids on. Obviously I've been taking these in, so it doesn't actually matter where you put the cream on. Don't be surprised that you can absorb something in here and you get a reaction here. The body is one massive big system, and the skin is one big organ, so don't be shocked that if you apply something here you might react here, which is what I have done. And I want to do this to showcase to people that the real dangers that topical steroids have, and that I've experienced this a lot all over my body, which includes the face, and it's been very difficult. So the great news is that topical steroid withdrawal and red skin syndrome is curable. And the reason for that is because it's actually preventable. This is something which is a cause and effect. The cause being topical steroids and the effect being the withdrawals. The redness and the swelling and everything goes away, as you can see, me. So I have managed to cure my redness. You can still see some red outlines. Ow, it really hurts behind my ears. You can still see some red outlines, but the great news is that it is curable. It takes a very long time, but as it is something that the body becomes reliant on and used to, you can train it to become unreliant and unused to. So that's the fantastic news to anyone that is currently going through withdrawals or red skin syndrome, that there is actual hope. And don't let doctors make you think, oh my goodness, you've got some very peculiar thing that's wrong with you. It's not at all. And don't feel weird, don't feel isolated, because there are other people going through the same thing as you, and we all react differently. So you may react not in the face, but you may react all over the body. We all are so different, and luckily there's a fantastic community of people out there who all showcase different ways of the body dealing with it, and I'll put some links down below to some more information that you can get for other people's stories as well. So guys, I would love to know if you're actually interested in how it is that I have managed to successfully almost cure my topical steroid withdrawal and certainly my red skin syndrome. Let me know how you have done it and what stage in your skin journey that you are at. Let me know if you'd like to know how I have managed to cope with my topical steroid withdrawal. I will put a link in here to my skin Q&A, and let me know if you'd like me to do one specifically on topical steroid withdrawal, and I'll see you in the next one. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found some of it helpful. Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you experience anything similar, what your coping mechanisms are, and if you know anyone similar, please feed them onto my channel. I'd love to hear from you on my Instagram as well. We talk about topical steroid withdrawal and red skin syndrome, and if you're interested in more videos like this, give me some suggestions as well. So make sure you also subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you again soon.